I'm ready, so I'm going to back out. No worries. Good luck, guys. I'll be watching and commentating. Oh, I hope... relevant. Yes, relevant. Very relevant. Stay relevant, guys. Okie dokie. Good evening, and welcome to the Trailblazers Super Series Champions Final A, the Champions of Champions race-off. We have the top 7 from Split 1, and the top 7 from Final B, which just took place, in which we took the top 7 from Split 2 and Split 3, ran them off against each other. And the results from race 1 were as follows. Mr. Donovan takes out P1. Is he on the field at the moment? Can we find him? Not quite. Kez Audio comes through in position 2. Rick Green qualifies in P3. Soul Slayer qualifies in P4. CME Crash qualifies in P5, EBM Barui in P6, and RSR Robosport in P7. Those that did not make the cut, first on the list, it's me, Dan Zambi, in P8, P-Toots in P9, Renegade in P10, JSR Demon in P11, Chompy in P12, Billy Height and Colin with a DC in P14. So we have 20 laps of Bathurst in supercharged GT3 cars. We have a very similar performance index to the V8 supercars. And we also are going to touch on the drivers that qualified from Split 1 on their own right. If I could find my paperwork. Where's my list? Technical difficulties. Where is it? I can't find it. There's a list on the Discord. SuperSeries? Not in there. Where is it? Where is it? I could probably just go through the field and tell you, to be honest. Who wasn't in the last race? Tricky Brewer, DK 666 Racing, Ando, Power Memes, Lurox 22, Jopa 88, and Mad Mitch 76. Huge. A huge lobby. Battle of the Champions. We're going to have a 10-minute qualifier, followed by 20 laps around the mountain. So I can have a quick look at the standings. Standings from the Super Series. Lurox in P8. As PJ, looks like PJ couldn't make it, or Brucey couldn't make it. Someone couldn't make it. And we're off for qualifying now, 10 minutes of qualifying around the mountain. Kez Audio. P2 in race 1, qualifying for the final. 22, Tricky Brewer sitting in the pits, DK leading us away. And Ando finished in P2 in the top split of the season. Power Memes, the champion. Joper in P3 as Ando runs it wide. That's just a bit of lag. So we're off on a warm-up lap around the mountain. Tricky leads us around. He's going to be, no, DK leads us around, my bad. He's going to be the first across the line to set a hot lap. 10 minutes, so it gives the opportunity for the drivers to come in and take a fresh set of tyres somewhere during the session. Just have a recap on the standings for race B for those tuning in. Race B was P1, Mr. Donovan, followed by Kez Audio, Rick Reen, War Soul Slayer, CME Crash, EBM Barui, and Robo Sport, with the first of the names missing out on the cut for the final being me, Dan Zambi. And then P-Toots, Renegade, Demon, Chompy, Billy, and Colin had a mechanical disconnect. As DK now approaches the final turn to get us started for qualifying. As we go on board. The brakes into turn 1, throws into the apex, powers out to the outside. Powers up mountain straight. Tucked in behind Kez Audio as they come through the cutting. Everyone on their first laps. Let's just bring the HUD up so we can see everything that's going on. Oh, contact with the wall there, Lurox. Going to lose some time on his first hot lap. And again. Start thinking about backing out of this lap as Ando's going to be hot on his heels soon as he comes down through the S's, through the dipper. Joper crash. Mr. Donovan, winner of race 1. What's he got coming out of the cutting? Gets the power down. So Lurok's still in the slip of Kez, so he wouldn't have lost out too much from those contacts on the wall. He didn't pick up any damage either. But we're going to go to DK. DK is going to cross the line. He's going to set the bar with 5 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock. The time to beat is a 2:01.975. Kez Audio and Lurox both come across the line. Lurox sets a 2:01.7. Ando inches behind with a 2:01.78. Mad Mitch with a 2:02.8. Jopo with a 2:02.4. Crashy with a 2:02.3. Donovan with a 2:03.2. War with a 2:02.983. Barui with a 2:04. Rick Reen with a 2:02.4. So many numbers. This Tricky Brewer comes across and sets a 2:03.2. Lurox has pole by 31,000th of a second over Ando, who has 2/10 on DK, who has 4.5 tenths on Rick. Closely followed by Joper, Kez, Mitch, Sol, Tricky, Donovan, rid of race 1 in P10 after a first lap out. Robo, Crash, Memes, and Barui. So the entire field under 2:04.2. As Barui runs it wide on the approach to Skyline. So Lurox, he's sat in the slipstream with Kez. Kez with a 2:02.6. Puts it in is in P6. Lurok's coming to the end of his second lap now. And Kez and DK. Where's DK? Here he is. Once DK got on the clock. DK does not improve. Ando does not improve. Lurox is boxed. Now I have no idea where everybody is. Nobody improving. Crash improves with a 203.4. Not enough to crack the top 8. Donovan with a 202.7. Rises him up into P7. What has Rick got as he approaches the line? In the slipstream of Barui. Barui improves. Rick Reen improves. 202.4 puts him in P4. Tricky Brewer improves as well. Moves himself up into P6. Power Memes puts himself into P4 with a 202.7. So your top 5, a 2017, a 2017, a 2019. Three tenths behind is Power Memes, and Rick 6 tenths behind him. Oh boy. This is the final race of the Trailblazers SuperSeries. Season 8 of the Trailblazers Racing. Zoloros comes down the hill now. He's on an outlap. Who's at the front of the train? It's DK. Has he squeezed the third lap out of these tyres? He has, and he's not boxing. Can he improve as he comes across the line? No, he can't. He's down by a second. No improvement there from... Who am I looking for? Ando doesn't improve. Jopa puts a 202.84. 084. Jopa's in P5. Crashy still improves, but not enough to get into the top 8. Final lap time now. Tricky, because can Tricky improve? Tricky can improve. He's in P7. Wasn't enough to jump Rick. Mitch and Donovan coming around the corner in 9th and 10th respectively. Can they improve? No, they can't, but they've got one more shot. Back of the field, are we going to see an improvement from Power Memes? No. No. Who is DK? Here he is. DK coming down through the cutting. This is the final lap of qualifying. Lurox leads the field with a 201.749 after sitting in Kez Audio's slipstream for the first hot lap. Ando is behind Lurox by 31,000th of a second. But will DK improve? Down towards the final corner for the final time. Well, Mr. DK. What has he got on the clock? It's not enough. He doesn't improve. Who's next? They're all scattered through the field. I can't move to anyone. They don't improve, whoever that was. Ando does not improve. He's got P2. Jopa, he's not going to improve. Who's that behind him? Crashy in P13. Improves again. Improves every lap. And still finds himself in P13. Cruel. Kez Audio improves to put himself into P6. Jumping Rick Reen. Robbo, He can't improve. He finds himself in 11th. Can Soul Slayer go up? No, Soul Slayer in P12. Green coming around the final corner. Under blue flags. Not expected to improve. Donovan. Looks like he must have either thrown his lap or blew it on the final turn. Mitch improves. Where did that put Mitch? That puts Mitch into the top 7. Power Memes moved into P3 with a 2:01.8. 52 thousandths of a second between the top 3. Look out. And DK, 2/10 behind. Have a look at that. Take a picture of that. Now we move on to a very, very short intermission in between races. I believe the drivers get a practice start, and then the lobby settings will be changed. Let's see if they take the practice start or if they or just X out. Taking the practice start. The Rocks is away into turn 1. Followed by Ando, DK, Memes, a little bit wide. Mitch as they fly up the hill. Look at this. They're going for the 1-lap dash warm-up. I can't change the camera. I've got to go out and back in. Come too wide. 3 cars running off the Griffins. Up at the top, DK and Lurox side by side. This is what we want to see. The top 3, Ando, DK, Lurox. Joper's lurking behind. It's a 1-lap dash warm-up for the final. They've done qualifying. This is just a parade lap for bragging rights. Ando, DK and Lurox, bumper to bumper. Lurox started in P1, Ando in P2, DK in P4. So they come down through the S's, through the dipper. It's all going to kick off when they get down to the Conrad straight. Through the cutting, Joper has arrived as well. Who's got the legs? Who's going to have the legs down Conrad? Won't be close enough. DK, he's lining it up. He's gonna make the lunge. Looks to sends it, shows his nose. Nothing doing. Perfect execution from Ando. I'm gonna move into the final corner of the curtain raiser before the final. Not quite. It's all down to the exit. It's a drag race to the line. Ando takes bragging rights on the 1-lap dash, followed by DK, Lurox, Joper in P4. Memes, Kez and Rick will come over in the blink of an eye. Mad Mitch, Donovan in P9, Barui in P10, Crashy in 11th, Tricky, Robbo and Soul Slayer. That was a bit of fun. Stand by for the final. What you saw just then was 10 minutes of qualifying, followed by a sprint just to reset the lobby, to change the settings. Very quick intermission before we get going now. 2 seconds. So, little curtain raiser of things to come. They're just setting the grid now. Thank you, sir. So now everybody ticks in, and they set the grid. I don't have a copy of the results from that, right? From the qualifying. I know that Lurox and then Ando and then someone else were all like within 41 thousandths of a second. Kez put himself in the top 7. We'll see the grid updated on the right hand side in a moment. "20 laps, tyres are now set to times 6, fuel is now set to times 4. And the medium compound that must be ran, the mandatory compound that must be ran is the mediums. Actually, let's have a peek at what's everybody on at the moment. Let's have a look. Kez, Barui, Tricky, Sol, DK, Memes, and Robbo all on mediums. Ando on super softs. Lurox starting on pole on mediums. Ando currently the only one showing his hand on super softs. So Lurox hoping to get a jump by keeping Ando behind him. Ando hoping to get away and take off. Which means we're going to have an interesting strategy battle between Ando and Lurox. The 2-stop might be the play. Keep your eyes out for the 2-stop. We had 2-stoppers in race 1. Some divided the race up into 3. Others went very early or very late. Everybody's still on mediums. Nobody making the change last minute yet to the super softs. There's your grid on the right hand side. Lurox, Ando, Power Memes, DK, Joper, Kez, Mitch, Rick, Tricky, Donovan, Robbo, Soulslayer, Crash, and Barui. Crash improved every lap in quali and still found himself in 13th. Lurox, Ando, and Power Memes within 41 thousandths of a second. Joper 2/10 behind, just lurking with DK. And Kez very relevant. Kez, a previous king of the mountain in Trailblazers. Keep your eyes on Kezzy. So we check everybody's tyres one last time. Ooh, Lurox has switched from mediums to super softs. Ando and Lurox can both see each other's tyres as well. It's the only 2 runners on super softs are the front 2. We're going to see a last minute change, or will they stick? And they're heading out onto the circuit, so it's not obvious maybe. Here we go. I'm going to have to watch from a fixed camera at the start, and then I have to X out and go back in, so I have full control over angles. But here we go. The final of the Trailblazers Super Series. Champions Race, Final A. And there is your grid, your champions of champions. Ladies and gentlemen, Lurox, Ando, Power Memes, and DK, Joper, Kez, Mad Mitch, Rick Reen, Tricky Brewer, Donovan, Robbo, Soulslayer, Crashy, and I missed somebody, I'm sorry, as we get ready to go at Bathurst for 20 laps around the mountain. It's Lurox and Ando side by side as we wait for green. And it's lights out and away we go at Bathurst. Wheel spin off the line for Ando. Lurox gets a great start. Power Memes is side by side, sends it up the inside into turn 1. And Ando misses out. Ando with the super soft tyres is going to have to get past Memes as soon as possible and catch up with Lurox. as the rest of the field filters through. And for the first time, Ando up the inside gets the job done on Memes. Nice and little bit of contact there near the back. But up through the cutting for the first time. Ando, Memes, DK, Kez. Kezi's up into P5. Rick's in P6. Up and over the mountain. For the first time of arcing, it's 20 laps around this beautiful circuit. As Lurox leads the way. Down over Skyline for the first time. Look at that. Ando, Memes, DK, Kezi, Rick, Donovan, everybody comes through. Bumper to bumper at the back of the field. But Lurox is the first one to hit the cutting. And he's broken the slipstream on Ando. The front two on Super Softs. We're going to fix the camera now. There we go. Ando. Faster in a straight line. Is that the car? It's the Genesis. It could be the car. He's made almost a second on Conrad. And he started without the slipstream. It's Memes, DK and Kez are all bumper to bumper at the end of lap 1. What's the gap at the front? The gap at the front is 2/10. Look out! Here comes Ando up the inside. Lurox says no. As they head up the mountain for the second time. It's on. Lurox defends the inside. Ando clean around the outside. Side by side on the approach. Not close enough. Lurox needs to stay with Ando now. In that Genesis. This is unreal. DK, Memes and Kez currently battling for third. They can't spend too much time battling each other because they can't lose the front two. They must stay relevant to the front two. They're all on the medium compound, where the front two are on Super Softs. So they can't battle each other too much either, or they'll lose the advantage. As Lurox right on the tail of Ando as they come down the mountain. Into the elbow. This is how it sounds. He waits his turn, backs off early. In front three are closing. Just a little bit. Sorry, the next three are closing just a little bit. Look at this train back here. Nonsense going on down here. What's going on? Crashy. Somebody pits. Crashy sends it down the outside of Tricky. Mad Mitch is in the pits. Barui's in P10. Robbo, Donovan and Soul Slayer. This is 9, 8 and 7. Let's get the camera angle sorted. And let's have a look. Lurox is still in the slip. And Ando in a straight line is just getting away from him. He's already broken the slipstream. Does the Genesis have the power? As DK is closing in. Just a little on Lurox. Don't want to miss anything with this little group of three. Wish I had a spotter. Oh, hello Kez. Kez joins the train. Rick Green is just within touch. He's very relevant. And suddenly we might have a train led by DK. It's Lurox. My mistake, Lurox is ahead of the train. And they've caught him now. He's on the super softs. So what is going on? He's on the super softs. DK on the mediums, leading this little pack. Has caught him already. What's the strat? What's the play? Where'd Lurox's pace go? Incredible over one lap, but now DK is going to line him up. Saying all of the blue lobby. Oh, DK's put it wide. Memes comes through. This K's going to come through as well. He does. Kez and Memes get past DK after DK makes a mistake. Let's let Lurox get away. So putting that, I'm just being informed, all of the top split races were won by the GTRs. Just that straight line power is just so much to, it's just too much to debate with in some circumstances. But hopefully over the top of the mountain, this Genesis might have something to give, but Memes already closing the gap. Lurox on the super soft struggling. He's got damage. That's the explanation. That's the drama. Lurox with damage to his front aero and front left steering. It's going to make him a sitting duck. Here comes Memes. Goes to the inside. It's going to be down the outside. Lurox tucks back in. So Lurox now needs to be on damage control. Ando has taken off. He's the only one on super softs. So this is going to come down to now how fast this train is working together on mediums versus how much of an advantage Ando can make on the super softs, and then they're going to swap compounds, and the train will have to chase. It's like the Tour de France, Tour de France. The pack will have to chase. Lurox is tucked in behind Memes, and Memes is giving chase. It's 6 seconds the gap now between Ando and Power Memes. Ando on the super softs, Power Memes on the mediums. Hopefully this front four will behave while we have a look through the field. Rick Green, he's in P6, driving fantastically for Triple R. The boss man himself. Mr. Donovan, winner of race 1. Moved himself up into P7. Got a lot of work to do. He's still on the medium tyres though. Like most of the entire field except for Ando and Memes. So Sol, he's down in P8. Little contact with a wall there. Crashy's in P9. He's improved from P13. Let's go, Crashy. Driving for the Turtles. Put in 2 very consistent laps. Robbo is down in 10th. Joper's found himself in P11. Joper's done the lap 1 pit stop from the looks of things. And gone to super softs. I think he's 240 for lap 1. He had to have. Anybody else? 250. Barui. I think he might have stopped already. Mitch we saw stop. Tricky stopped as well. So the back 4 have stopped. So we've got 3 races going on right now. We've got the top 2. Well, top 1. Sorry. Ando. He's 6.5 seconds ahead. He's on super softs. Then you've got this train of Memes, Kezi, Lurox, DK, Rick, Donovan, and Soul Slayer, with Crashy lurking. So third through ninth are all on mediums, except for Lurox. They're running their own race as a pack. Lurox is taking damage. He's on super softs. He's going to have to mitigate the damage as Lurox looks up the inside now. But Kez shuts the door. You just can't do it with that damage he's carrying. So Ando running a race by himself. And then second through ninth, all on mediums but one, running a race by themselves. And then 11th... Chopa? Did Chopa pit? Yes, then 10th down have all stopped. So it's a question of... Ando's going to have the gap in the lead. When he pits, he's going to go to the slower compound. Second through ninth are going to go to a faster compound and try and close that gap on Ando. But then these back 5 have all pit early, got off of the softer compound, and they all have cleared track position. So that's the question. Mitch, Barui, Robbo. What have I fucking missed? Lurox is still battling. Doesn't have what it takes to get around. He's down into P5. Ando now 8 seconds in front of Power Memes. Kez Audio's in P3. When did that happen? Did I see that happen? Let's go, Kezi. And then DK and Lurox 4 and 5. Lurox isn't giving up. He's carrying damage. He's on faster tires, but as soon as he pulls out of the slipstream, he loses that speed advantage. And Rick and Donovan are right behind these two. They're still relevant. Power Memes perhaps in the box seat now. Donovan goes up the inside of Rick. Oh, loses his tail on exit though, but manages to retain the position. Ah, Lurox! That lack of grip is starting to take its toll. He's taking damage on the other side now. So front aero and front and left suspension. It's going to be a tank to drive. Especially with the grip dwindling. He's going to be holding up Rick and Donovan now. They're going to want to get past us as soon as possible. They're going to have to do it on Conrad. You would assume that they will have the momentum here. Donovan and Rick Reen looking to get past Lurox. Qualified in P1. He's taking damage, sticks it right in the middle of the road. Donovan gets by. He cuts in, and Rick goes to the inside. He's still going to try and send it up the inside of Rick. Rick loses it and spins. Drama! As Lurox, Donovan, and Rick Reen all approached the end of Conrad together. Rick is the loser because of physics for some reason. I'm sure none of that was intentional, but just something happened and he ended up losing control. Let's put him down into P11 now. He hasn't picked up any damage. He is now behind Tricky, who has boxed. Update now. Ando, he's 10 seconds in front of Memes. We're on lap 8. Who comes in when? That is the question. Power Memes, he's 1.5 seconds in front of Kez. Very consistent. Look at those lap times. 203.9, 203.7, 203.3, 203.1, 203.1, 203.4. Kez Audio, 1.5 seconds behind Power Memes. He's in P3 on the mediums. DK in P4, a little bit of a buffer. Donovan in P5. Lurox in P6. Crashy, he's up into P7. He started 13th on the grid. Let's go, Crashy. Then the question that 9th down, besides Rick, have all boxed. So where they come out in relation to everybody else, riddle me this. Who's close together? Who can we watch now? Kez is trying to stay in touch with Ando. It's the end of lap 8. Are we going to see any pit stops? Meme stays out. Kez stays out. TK stays out. Donovan stays out. Lurox comes into the pits at the end of lap 8. He's going to come off of the super softs. And he's going to repair that damage. We've got 12 laps left to go. Soul's in as well. Slayer's in. He's going to get off the medium. So what's Lurox going to go to? See shortly when he leaves the pits. Be able to tell from his fuel as well if he's filling to the end. One would assume he's filling to the end now. Repairs, and he's off. He's away. And he's gone onto the super softs again, so Lurox is going for the 2-stop. This just in, you heard it first. And he comes out in P11. Which is behind Tricky and Robbo, who boxed early. Lurox did lose a lot of time because of the damage. But now Ando, 11.5 seconds in the lead of Memes. Kez has closed the gap to 9/10. He's in slipstream range now. Kezi, let's go. Finished P2 or P3 in the first race. He's not close enough this lap. He's going to have to do the job in the corners. Gain the time, get close enough to that slipstream and really take advantage. He hasn't left the 203s since lap 3. Memes and Kez both stay out at the end of lap 9. Both just under a quarter of a tank left. DK stays out, Donovan stays out, Crashy stays out, less fuel than most. No, Crashy comes in, my bad. And now Joper. It's going to be a due at pit stop soon, that's the thing. He's just got under a quarter of a tank, he's on the super softs. His tyres are feeling it. Feeling it. Ando, 12 seconds, the better of Memes. Ando's been on super softs. Memes on the mediums. Kez Audio also on the mediums. He's just within a second. DK is down in P4. He's being chased by Donovan, who's in P5. All of these drivers on mediums. And now Joper. He's stopped. He's on the super softs. He's got more fuel than those in front of him. He still needs to close the gap. Oh, loses rear end. They're side by side now going up and over the mountain. This is Tricky and Donovan. Neither wants to yield. No, it was Tricky and Joper. My bad. Donovan wasn't involved. But Tricky gets past Joper. These are the two that pit the earliest and are the closest to the non-boxers. Ando now comes in on off of the super softs. It's the end of lap 9. And Ando boxes. Memes and Kez stay out. There's 1.5 seconds behind between them. Donovan comes in now as well. 18 seconds behind Ando. They're going to swap compounds. 18 seconds is a big gap. What was the gap when Ando came in? It must have been about 14 seconds? 15 seconds, wasn't it? And it goes to the medium, so you'd assume he's done. He's not boxing again. 5 seconds, 13 seconds I reckon the gap's going to be when Memes pits. You assume Memes and Kez will box this lap, as well as DK. Memes in the lead. The new race leader, Kez Audio in second. I'm predicting both of them to stop this lap. DK, I think he's going to stop this lap as well on the mediums. Ando has boxed. Tricky has boxed once, but he's going to have to box again. He's right on the tail of the race leader, but he has to box again. He'll go to a faster compound, but he'll have a whole pit stop to make up. Lurox, after running Super Softs in stint 1, he's gone to Super Softs for stint 2. He took damage in the first stint, so he's going for the 2-stop. Assume he's going to go until his tank is empty and then take one lap on the mediums at the end of the race. Donovan, he's in P7. He's on Super Softs now. He went mediums for 10 laps. Right behind him is Robbo Sol. Memes and Kez have boxed. We'll go back to this lot. Where are they? Into the cutting. Not quite close enough this time. Kezi's gone to softs and he's out. Go and have a look at everybody else at the front. Oh, I can't leave this. Yes, I can. Donovan and DK. Donovan's going to go up the inside of DK before they get the Griffins. We've got a nice little trainer for you now. Donovan on the fastest compound of the lot there. So Kezi, he's in P5. And Lurox has found himself in between Memes and Kez. And Tricky, who boxed early, is in P2. He's got 8.7 seconds on Memes. Memes, Lurox, and Kez coming down the mountain now. I'm sleepy. Anybody else sleepy? Not long to go now. The Trailblazers Super Series Champions of Champions final race. Final A. As we're watching Power Memes, Lurox and Kez fly down the hill. Memes now has to take on the mission, closing that gap to Ando. Ando is on the mediums after running the Super Softs for the first half of the race. Memes is provisionally second because Tricky has to box again, and he boxes as I say so. So Power Memes, 11 seconds is the gap. Lurox and Kez tucked in behind him. These three are going to have to want to work together to track Ando down. It's lap 13 of 20. 11 seconds the gap. All eyes on memes. All eyes on memes. Donovan, DK, Robo and Slayer. Was on board with Slayer chasing down Robbo. They hit Conrad now. Slayer's going to line him up. Thank you very much. See you later. Mustang is gone. It's a bit of styrofoam on the circuit if somebody's had it off. So Donovan, he's in P5. Kezi, he's right behind Lurox. And Memes has now built a gap between himself and Lurox. And Lurox is holding up Kez. .6 seconds the gap now. That's not enough per lap. Memes on the super softs. That's at a 202.3. Anderson at 202.6 on the mediums. That's not a big enough pace differential. Memes has to turn it up. Lurox is in P3. He still has to pit and take the mediums. So Kezi in provisional third at the moment. Donovan, he's in P5, 18 seconds off the lead. It's only 4 seconds behind Kez. DK, Sol, Robbo. Robbo hasn't given up. He lost the spot to Slayer. He's still stuck to the back of him. He's still relevant. Rick, after his unfortunate off, he's right on the tail of Crash. Let's watch this. Crashy just putting a little bit of distance. Come down through the S's. So hard to get this right with the amount of power in these cars. Especially Forest Elbow. It's crashing much wider. Now Rick's got the run. He can taste it. He can smell it. Crashy puts it in the middle. Rick decides he's going to go right. And job done. Thanks for coming. Can Crashy respond into the cutting? It's not the cutting. I forgot what it's called. Oh my god. Robbo pits. So does Rick. So Ando now 9.5 seconds the lead to Memes. Memes tracking him down. That's better. 201.5 versus a 202.6. He's got to keep that up now for the rest of the race. He's lost Lurox. Kez is still behind Lurox. But again, Lurox has to pit one more time. And Lurox isn't the faster compound. Hopefully he can give Kez a tow. Donovan's in P5, DK in P6. Slayer in 7, Crash in 8th, Tricky's in 9th. And the fresh super softs now. So look for him to make a move up the field. Tricky potentially may land himself at about P6. Kez still right on the tail of Lurox. Needs to get past him. Can do this lap. Maybe. Can do this lap? Can do this lap. No, do this lap. So dodge the styrofoam again. He's going to have another opportunity on his way up Mountain Straight. Doesn't quite have the grip. Lurox making that advantage of the super soft stick. Soul Slayer pits from P7. Kez is only 13 seconds off the lead right now. Anything could happen. This is closing. It's not going to happen here. Lurox runs it wide and Kez pounces. Lurox picks up damage. Front aero and front right suspension. Kez is going to disappear into the distance now, and all of a sudden, Power Memes is 6.5 seconds behind Ando. Boy, we've got a race now. Memes has put in a 2 minutes 0.7 versus Ando's last lap of a 2:02.8. It's a 2-second differential. And with 4 laps to go, Memes might catch him. Kezi's in P3. Lurox is in P4. Donovan in 5. DK is right behind him in P6. Let's go on board with DK as they come down Conrod. Look at the closing distance. Closing speed. Closing speed. Decides to pounce. Takes the inside. Oh! Well done, both of them, to keep that under control. Tiny little bit untidy, but well done. As DK's going to go look down to the outside now. We've got a yellow flag ahead of us. What's that going to mean? I think it was Lurox on pit entry, making a meal of his pit entry. DK still tucked in. Wait, how close are they now? 5.5 seconds. We still have a race on our hands at the front. It's Memes is reeling in Ando. It's 5 seconds the gap now. It was 13. Whoa, big moment from Donovan and DK. Monkey see, monkey do. As DK's got the run now. Down over the S's. Over Skyline. And DK says thank you very much. Donovan has picked up damage from that little incident. He's got front aero and front right suspension. Did I already know that? I don't know. No, I didn't. That's another person, yeah. Can Donovan stay with? He's in the slipstream. He's gaining. Not enough. Gap at the front is now 5 seconds. Memes is going to come around the corner on the mountain straight, and he can see Ando. He has Ando in his sights. Five seconds, 3 laps. Just starting to lose the grip. But Ando's done a 2:03.2. Memes is capable of a 2 flat. 4.5 seconds the gap. Look out. As we flick through the field one more time. Kez is in P3. DK's in P4. Donovan's picked up damage. He's in P5. Tricky Brewer is in P6. Crashy's in P7. Slayer in P8. Robbo in P9. Lurox down in P10. He's now taking the mediums. Rick carrying damage down in P11. Barui serving a penalty. He's down in P12. Mad Mitch in 13th. And Joper 14th with the fastest lap. Just to rub it in. 4.3 seconds the gap now between Memes and Ando. Ando needs to reel it in. Two seconds. 4 laps, sorry. No, other way around. 4 seconds, 2 laps. Take something special now to close the gap and to get the job done on the overtake. It's 3.8 seconds the gap now. Whoop, 3.7. Closing. Ando puts in a 2:02.9. Memes responds with a 2:01.8. 3.7 seconds the gap. 2 seconds to go. 2 laps to go. Keep your eyes on this. We'll have one check through the field. Kez, DK, Donovan, Tricky. Everybody's got space. Crashy's got space. A little bit of grass on his tyres. Slayer P8. Robbo's in P9. Lurox in P10. Rick, Barui, Mitch and Joper. 3.4 seconds. The gap. Memes is tracking him down. We go on board with Memes for the second half of lap 19, trying to close the gap on Ando. I had to step away at the worst time. We've got 1 lap to go. They're on Conrad. It's only 3.2 seconds the gap. Memes hasn't closed it by enough this lap. Closest together on circuit. Rick's chasing down Lurox. Both with damage, but Rick's on the much better tyre. We go into the final lap. Is Rick going to make the move now? No, he's not. We're going to have to check on the leaders. It's 2.6 seconds on the final lap. Compare the tyre wear. Compare the wear. Ando's going to hit a back marker. On his way up the hill, he's going to take as much as he can from the slipstream. Can Memes do it? Loses his rear. It was a 2-second gap. It's 2 seconds. He's faster over the top of the mountain. He still has more grip than Ando. He needs to give it everything. 1.9. Down the mountain, heavy braking, a lot of stress on the front tyres. Through the differ. Got to get that power down, and still 1.9 seconds the gap. 1.7. Coming out of the elbow for the last time. Big wheel spin. And it's still 1.7. Lando's going to lead them down the mountain for the final time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not over till it's over. But this has been the Trailblazers Super Series Season 8 Champions of Champions final. And coming around the final corner, ladies and gentlemen, Ando 787 takes the checkered flag and is the champion of champions for the Trailblazers Super Series of Season 8. Followed very closely by Power Memes. 1.692 seconds. So close. Kez Audio take a bow from the middle split. Comes home in third position. DK in P4. Donovan comes across the line in P5. DK, great race in P4 as well, sorry. Tricky Brewer. Boxed early and managed P6. Fantastic. Well done. Crashy's been at it all night. He started 13th on the grid. He comes across in P7 to take the checkered flag. Soul Slayer comes across in P8. Robbo in P9. The boss man himself, Rick Reen, has been battling all night. And he comes across the line in P10. Closely followed by Lurox, who started on pole position and it just wasn't his night. Took damage. Went for the two-stop. But Rui in P12. Solid effort this evening. Mad Mitch in P13. And Jopa has finished a lap down. But your final car taking the checkered flag for the race this evening. Take a bow. Everybody involved. All of our drivers from the first race. All of our drivers from the second race. All the drivers who completed in the Super Series. Thank you very much. And congratulations to Ando787, the Trailblazers Season 8 Super Series Champion of Champions. Congratulations. That was fantastic. Well done. We're going to jump into
great racing, guys. That was really good. Really, really good.
Alright, guys. Fantastic. Well done.
Thanks, DK. Yeah, I tried.
This party's live
thanks,
if you've
Dan.
got it shared too. I've just chopped in.
Yeah.
But Memes, you almost had him. Have a couple of laps.
That was, yeah.
That was
watching
so
those
awesome
numbers
to
counting
watch.
down.
No, I
One more lap,
thoroughly,
I would have been screwed.
I thoroughly enjoyed calling that. That was awesome. That was almost the most fun
Cheers,
I've had
mate.
calling something.
What
Can we
tyres
find
did
it
you
on
put
your
on,
channel,
Mames?
can we?
It'll be on the Trailblazers channel, that one. My onboard for the
Hey,
first
geez.
race is on my channel, and then the Trailblazers one is for this one, for the commentary.
Sweet.
Cheers,
Yeah,
everyone.
well done, everyone involved.
Great racing, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Heaps of fun.
Well done. Congratulations to the podium getters.
Well done,
Man,
boys.
I hope I didn't hit you, Mr. Donovan and LaRue in the chase.
Dude.
Oh, double
I saw you
slipstream and I
coming
hit
in
the
my-
brakes. I'm going, oh no!
I saw you coming in my rear view. I'm like, oh no, this is going to be really close.
I did a Mazira. I was over in the other side of the sand pit.
That was, yeah.
No, no worries.
Yeah, thanks,
boys.
Busy.
No,
Fantastic
problem.
Thanks,
job,
Dan, for
mate.
streaming.
Brilliant, mate.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
thanks, Dan.
Thanks, boys.
Guys, thank you, thank you. Yeah, hard luck there, Mitch. Oh, mate. Well, sorry to disappoint, but it is the qualifying track for next season.
Double dose of Bathurst.
Well done, everyone.
All right, boys. Thank you.
Night, gentlemen.
See you guys.
Good night,
There I got the
everybody.
replay
Yeah,
and stuff.
well done, Ando. Those of you who, yeah.